The following is a presentation of the World Baseball Classic.
Shohei Ohtani, 1 of 1.
¡Siéntate! Lo retrata sin sonrisa.
God! George has arrived. Good night now. Santa Maria. High and deep and gone.
World Baseball Classic. You get it all.
Day 4 in Miami comes to a close with a matchup between Venezuela and Nicaragua in the 2026 World Baseball Classic. Two teams who know their fate will play in the nightcap of the final doubleheader in pool play. Nearly 30,000 in the stands this afternoon. Another raucous and passionate crowd is expected tonight here at Lone Depot Park. Well, the Dominican Republic picked up its third win of the tournament this afternoon with a win over Israel, and that was good for both favorites as it punches the ticket to the quarterfinals for both the DR and Venezuela. Meanwhile, Nicaragua is guaranteed a last-place finish and relegation. Inside the broadcast booth, Paul Severino, Yonder Alonso. What a great tournament it's been, but here's one thing we can guarantee. If you've been watching globally, we will not have any of those confusing tiebreaker scenarios like they had in Tokyo. We already know who's moving on.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely Venezuela and the Dominican Republic. And I asked Omar Lopez, I said, hey, are you guys watching the games that Dominican is playing? They said, well, I'm more concerned about the game tonight. However, my team, a little bit different. It's like two guys in an arena fighting different fights, and one other team just want to get an upper hand on the other.
He was in good spirits today. I joked with him. I said, you've got Miguel Cabrera on your coaching staff. Great average, great power. When did Luis Arraez become better than Miguel Cabrera?
Listen, for a guy who controls the strike zone very well and sprays line drives all over the field, the two-homer game, Paulie, yeah, you'll start talking about Miguel Cabrera. It'll turn your heads. But, you know, talking to Omar Lopez, I asked him, hey, what is this about the WBC that brings greatness about Arraez? He says he shines. He has so much pride in the colors that he's wearing. The jersey just means a lot more. And tonight, he's going to get a little taste of more of that than what he's done in the World Baseball Classic.
He's been great. Saturday against Israel, 4 for 5, a couple of home runs. The first player with 2 multi-home run games, 12 total bases. He's just been a different player. In that uniform, it turns it up a notch, and it's been fun to watch. Now, on the other side, Team Nicaragua, unfortunately, they know what's happening with them. They've been relegated. They will have to qualify again in a few years. And, you know, no matter what in these games, though, it still feels like they've been in them. They've been close. And in the 5th inning the other night, it could have gone 1 or 2 ways.
Yeah, look, one big hit away, and all of a sudden you're thinking you got a chance to win your first game in the World Baseball Classic. It started with Vientos, then Mendoza getting that big walk. And then you get into that lineup where you think Montes could be that guy to get a sac bunt. He ends up striking out on that filthy changeup. But then comes Zamora. He gets himself in through a 3-0 count. And you're all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, tie ball game. Here we go, momentum our way. But it gets called a strike. And then after that, he rolls over to a double play ball. And Israel just, they tagged on in the bottom of that inning, and that was basically the only hope and opportunity for Nicaragua to do something with this game. But it all comes down to one big hit, and Dusty Baker even said it. He said, this young team in this roster, they're going to be here in the next World Baseball Classic. But the young up-and-comings, they're also going to be in here, and the wave is bright for this Nicaragua team.
I know it spans a couple of years and a couple of tournaments here, obviously, but it's like when you're going through a losing streak, feels like it's never going to end, and something crazy has to go your way in order to get back in the win column. We'll see if that happens here tonight for Nicaragua. We're going to step aside when we come back. First pitch, Venezuela, Nicaragua, next. Certainly a great story to get back here. Unfortunately, for Team Nicaragua, they know they're going to finish in last place in the pool. That doesn't mean they can't walk out of here with a win. However, it will be a tall task against a Venezuela team that is primed for the quarterfinals. But it's going to be a good one here, the last of the doubleheader days. And we'll see if this is the time that Nicaragua picks up their first win in either of their World Baseball Classic visits. Danilo Bermudez will get the ball. 26 years old. This is his first WBC, although he did pitch in the Dominican in the opener of pool play, an inning in the third, and it was a clean inning. That was, again, one of those nights where Nicaragua was in it for a while. DR pulled away late.
Yeah, look, he faced Austin Wells, Geraldo Perdomo, and Fernando Tatis Jr. to a fly-out, line-out, and ground-out. So, look, he's not going to throw that hard. He's not going to overpower you, but he has a good changeup and a good curveball to go with it.
Well, speaking of overpowering, this lineup's pretty good. Ronald Acuna Jr. leads things off. Then Jackson Churio, we'll dive into that. He is back in there, and that's good for them. Luis Arraez, Wilson Contreras is the DH. Suarez, Abreu, William Contreras behind the plate. Gleyber Torres and Andres Jimenez to round out the order. So Team Venezuela 2-0. Looking to go 3-0 and get into that Wednesday game, which will be for seeding and pride. And I don't know how you want to rank those two things, but they'll face the Dominican Republic in the finale of pool play. Ready to go? Ronald Acuna Jr. swinging at the first pitch. That one at 87 miles an hour. It gets a stamp of approval from Acuna, the former MVP. Bermudez deals, missing upstairs, that one at 84 miles an hour.
Dusty Baker talked very highly about Bermudez. A guy that's going to be around for some time. Doesn't throw hard, but he has that knack of pitching. A little bit of what we see by the starting rotation with Nicaragua. Not a hard throwing guys, but they have good stuff. Fastball, changeup, just try to trick you a little bit.
Ball and 2 strikes here too. Acuna takes outside. Yeah, maybe a little lighter than some other teams on paper when it comes to the starting rotation and the pitching staff on the whole. Dusty Baker knows he's, kind of behind the 8 ball with this, just the way that the schedule broke out. They play 4 days in a row. So teams like Dominican Republic, they'll have a couple of days off before pool play is over. Venezuela, a couple of days off, but Nicaragua playing in the first 4 days of pool play, then they'll have the next 2 off. So this is their last game. And that is high. Acuna Jr. walks, and he is aboard. And he's scored a run in the first inning of each of the first 2 games, and he is looking to add to that here in the first tonight. And that'll bring up Jackson Churio. We're looking forward to seeing him in this tournament. He was injured just before, took their time with him, workouts, make sure he's right. Day off mixed in there as well, so he's back in there and hitting second. The young stud of the Milwaukee Brewers.
21 home runs, 20 stolen bases. Omar Lopez saying, yeah, he's healthy, he's full go. Bermudez, good move to first. That's just more of a show me right there. Little warning, hey, I've got my eye on you.
The 28-year-old Acuna at first base. The 21-year-old Churio at the plate. Acuna on the move. That throw gets into center field. He'll take second. On his way to third. Throw a little off the mark and late. And another 180 feet for Acuna Jr.
Oh, it's a one-way lead. As soon as he picks up that leg, he's going. I just love when he dives. He's always concerned about where the ball could be. Once he realized it was into center field, the engines were going.
He's a guy that had a 40 homer, 70 stolen base season, but those stolen base numbers down a little bit last year. We'll see how it all shakes out over the course of the summer. Two one is in the air out toward right center field, a long way back at the wall, making the catch. And Munguia comes up a little lame after that. A long run to get there. It's going to be a sacrifice fly, and now all eyes go to the right center field wall to make sure the center fielder's okay.
It's a really good play by Munguia right there. Great route. He really hit himself hard out of that low back area. Churrio's once again barreling up a ball right center. Ball was tagged. Gonna run with his mouth open.
You're right.
There we go.
Been on top of that the whole tournament.
Ouch. For some reason, I've never seen anybody defeat the wall. Wall always wins for some reason.
And that part of the wall, that right center field chunk of the wall, there's really not much give to it. There's more give. There's a little pocket in straightaway center field where it might bounce a little bit, but that's a pretty stiff wall. Arise takes inside. He has been just on another planet when it comes to the World Baseball Classic 2023, and so far here in 2026. 5 for 8 with a couple of home runs, and this one on a hot shot to first base. Trujillo makes the play.
Talked to Omar Lopez today. He says, yeah, you know, we had practice earlier in the day, and then afterwards Arias sent me a video. He had about 4 or 5 of his guys again hitting at night when it worked out, when he got some food, and back at it. He is just a cage rat. He loves to hit, loves to talk hitting. But there's a good group there, a good mix of guys that all they do, they kind of feed off Arias. They're the same way.
I think the lesson there is you don't get that great 3 batting titles by accident.
That's right.
While it seems like he could roll out of bed and hit 320, he puts in the work.
Well, you tell him, hey, best of luck. No, we don't need luck. That's what he'll say to you. No, we don't need luck. We're okay. We're going to hit.
A 1-0 lead here. Wilson Contreras takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. DH back in there. A couple of hits in the opener. And in on the corner for a strike, but a run scores as the sun sets on full play soon enough. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the lineup that Dusty Baker has put together for Nicaragua tonight. Chase Dawson leads it off. Alegria at second. Munguia, we saw him in center field. Vientos is the DH. Trujillo, Cuthbert, Sandoval, Orozco, and Rivera rounding out the order. First pitch swinging, and a sky-high pop that's going to drift into the seats, out of play. 0-1 to Chase Dawson. It's Yoendrys Gomez pitching for Venezuela. Those are his numbers last year. It's been a bit of a journeyman as of late. This is his first time in the WBC. 26 years old, trying to make the Tampa Bay Rays opening day roster.
Yeah. But people in the organization think that if he doesn't make that starting rotation, he'll be in the bullpen. He's got no more options left, so more than not, he'll be there. He's got great stuff. Velocity has ticked up from last year.
And I would imagine for Team Nicaragua tonight, as they get ready for this start and this game against Gomez, that whatever time they usually spend looking at video was a little bit longer. He throws 7 different pitches.
Yeah.
There's a lot to absorb.
He's got to start off the fastball, though. Lefties have had good numbers against him. That's the pitch he's worked on more. He threw more of a slurvy curveball. He's gone more to a cutter based style. Here you see the numbers versus left-handers and right-handers. So the home runs is an issue.
Dawson fly ball. Shallow left center field. Who's going to take it? It'll be Jimenez, the shortstop.
Well, you talked about how many pitches Yoendrys Gomez throws. Starts with that 4-seamer, 96 to 98 miles an hour, the sinker, sweeper, curveball, changeup, cutter, slider. Doesn't necessarily throw the slider more, but a lot more cutters, a lot more changeups to the lefties, a lot more sweepers to the righties. That sinker 4-seam still plays.
Benjamin Alegria, second baseman for Nicaragua, takes low and away. 28 years old. Was their best hitter in the 2023 World Baseball Classic. 1 for 4 so far in this one. That's what they saw a few years ago. Base hit, right center field. Takes a big aggressive turn, but he'll get back in time.
Well, this is his 5th hit right there in the World Baseball Classic. Obviously counting the 2 exhibition games as well. Just going the other way, not trying to do too much. Short. Nice little swing. Hard turn. You got to get back.
Now Ismael Munguia. I think we've all been impressed with him, getting to see him in this his 4th game of the World Baseball Classic. He's played a pretty good center field. He's gotten himself some hits. He's 5 for 10, but he's just played with so much energy, so much passion. And for a guy who played winter ball, he's also coming in a little bit more in midseason form than some others.
Yeah, I've always said this. You want to make a ball club out of spring training. You want to have a good World Baseball Classic tournament. You got to be able to be prepared. The only way you're going to do that is by playing winter ball. Big believer in that.
Been so blessed to rack Dusty Baker's brain about all things baseball over this last week or so. Just listening to him and the philosophy of how to, get going for a season, whether it's the spring or the winter into the spring or now into the regular season. Those are his numbers in the Winter League. 1 and 2 is off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It was off. Paul Clemens behind home plate. Tight zone.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Bluff at first base and a foul ball back. We'll do it again. Clemens, the home plate umpire. Alejandro Piquero from Panama is over at first base. Lance Barksdale, a major league umpire, the crew chief at second. Trent Thomas from Australia is over at third tonight. Two and 2. Now, thinking that Nicaragua's got to get aggressive and make things happen. 3-2. I know there's less than 2 outs. You think they start runners? The runner?
I would like to start the runners. I think Munguia has a really good awareness of the plate and the strike zone. He's going to make contact. This guy doesn't strike out. He's going to put the ball in play. Got to trust your hitter here.
Runner goes. Slap
just
foul.
like that, right? It's an in-between strike or ball. You really don't know, but I think for Nicaragua, this is like their Luis Arraez. I know he's hitting third, but doesn't have the power that people may expect from a third hole hitter, but he's going to put the ball in play. He's going to compete in the at-bat, and he knows the strike zone.
This will be the 15th pitch of the inning for Gomez. Thinking the runner might go again. Quick check.
Remember Dusty Baker, Cincinnati Reds, he said to me, you want to, this is the reason how important winter ball is. You want to make the team out of spring training, you got to go to Puerto Rico and play for Team Caguas. And I said, all right, I'll go do it.
Do it.
No other choice. Ended up making the team.
That hits the runner. And we'll see if Alegría is okay. He was obviously off on the pitch on 3-2, so did in fact go. I think it got him right on the knee.
It just caught him. And he was looking up, which is the right thing to do, right? Run with your head up. Just couldn't get out of the way. That ball was a rocket.
Yeah. So he's out. He's erased, and Munguia takes his spot at first base, now 2 away. Not a whole lot he could have done. Thought it got his knee, got his foot, but either way, 1 on and 2 out for Mark Vientos.
Munguia gets rewarded for the hit, though.
Right.
So again, speed on the bases. Mark Vientos looks a lot better. had some good takes, good swings, and hitters counts. It's spring training for Mark Vientos as well.
Save for first.
Oh, he was leaning.
Vientos the DH tonight, again trying to balance A, the WBC, but B, the major league season, and gear up for that. So Dusty doing a great job of getting him off his feet. Another close play, no slide that time. I don't think Venezuela's going to challenge, although it looked close.
Oh.
That's 2 disengagements. Pitcher does have a third. If you get the runner, great. If not, turns out to be a balk. Runner does not go. Vientos takes a strike at the bottom of the zone. 1-1.
A lot of sliders Vientos has seen in this tournament.
Here it comes to Vientos. He swings and misses at 94.
He's got some life on that fastball, doesn't he? Little upshoot.
They get behind their starter. 1-2. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for Gomez. A 1-0 lead for Venezuela. Welcome back to this special presentation of the World Baseball Classic. Paul Severino alongside Yonder Alonso, rest of our great crew here in Miami. The last day of the double headers, 4 in a row, and single games the next 2 days. An off day here in South Florida, and then the quarterfinals, the semifinals, the finals all roll through this ballpark. It'll be an awful lot of fun. This tournament is always great. Eugenio Suarez leads it off for Team Venezuela, then Wilyer Abreu and William Contreras. A 1-0 lead. A sac fly from Jackson Churio in the first. Suarez back with Cincinnati for 2026. It's 2 for 4 in some limited action in this tournament, but one of those 2 a home run, which he had plenty of the first go around with Cincinnati.
His batting stance right there, huh? With that back foot, the way it's. Oh, just missed it.
Shallow left. Who's going to take it? Dawson, the left fielder.
I mean, his back foot is basically facing the second baseman, where most guys have their back foot facing kind of the first base dugout angle. He's actually got it turned completely, which is very weird.
What does that help him do?
I think it helps him with his load. I mean, look at that back foot where it's at. And I think it helps him with his load, getting engaged with that back hip and getting more connected with the backside. Being able to slow everything down. Like his back foot is basically the trigger to a big rubber band that you're trying to pull to then extend it and let it fly. The slower he does it, the better angle he gets off of it.
Abreu bounces one to second base for the second out. I know one's a righty, one's a lefty, so obviously they are opposites, but you say kind of twisted in and engaged with that hip, and I'm thinking, correct me if I'm wrong, Juan Soto, he does it with his front foot. He really turns that foot in. Is it something similar concept?
Very similar. Both, you know, it's like saying, hey, you want to get to a place. It doesn't matter if you take 2 left turns or 2 right turns, as long as you get to the spot. And I think for both of them, they get to that spot of when they want to load. But it's just very consistent to be able to see the baseball and make contact with it. I feel like the difference here in Contreras is back foot.
to third. Deep, and the throw across the diamond, close play, got him. Excellent play by Cuthbert, about as long a throw as you can have. And he throws a strike to first to complete a 1-2-3 inning. A little under a week into this entire World Baseball Classic, and what we know coming out of Pool C, Korea, the runner-up, and Japan, the winner, they'll get either the winner or loser of the game on Wednesday between the Dominican Republic and Venezuela. The winner, they get Korea. The loser, they get the defending champion, Japan. But it'll be in this ballpark as we are underway here in the bottom of the second inning. Emmanuel Trujillo to lead things off. And Cheslor Cuthbert, those two guys hooking up on that slick defensive play to end the last half inning. Christian Sandoval bats third. 1 ball and 1 strike. First WBC for the 24-year-old Trujillo.
Those sliders, how he throws them. I mean, they start at the heart of the plate, and then they just fade away to the left-handed batter's box. I mean, that's got some sharpness to it. Those are the good ones. They're a strike out of the hand, and the hitter just has no time to react and identify if it's a strike or ball.
1-2. Goes right back to it. If it's working, we are going to see a lot of it.
Just the location where it begins. I mean, that's heart of the plate. As a hitter like Trujillo, power bat, there's just not much you can do. You think it's a fastball, you think out of the hand it's a strike, then 3/4 of the weight, it takes a different turn on you.
It's like you run out of bat. Cheslor Cuthbert, foul 1 at home plate.
It's the ability to go east to west. You know, that's how you get big leaguers out. He's got the stuff.
Cuthbert has been a big leaguer, hasn't been in the show for a little while, but 33 years old. Part of a championship team with the Royals in 2015. Got a ring. This one out toward right center field. Acuna Jr. is there, 2 away. Christian Sandoval will come to the plate. His first World Baseball Classic. Another one of those high contact kind of hitters. But a swing and miss. That the fastball.
I like what I've seen from Sandoval. 2-hit game versus the Dominican team. Definitely going to put the ball in play. Man, there's that slider. I mean,
it's just been electric stuff for a guy who's signed by the Yankees when he was just 16 years old. Here we are 10 years later, looking to compete at a high level here in this WBC and compete for a big league job in 2026. He's looking good so far. Blows him away. 95, elevated. Couple of strikeouts in the inning for Gomez. Now the two managers in this game, Dusty Baker and Omar Lopez, know each other pretty well. Omar Lopez was a first base coach under Dusty Baker in Houston for a couple of years, and then promoted to the bench coach position prior to the 2024 season. Be back in an Astros uniform this year, will Omar Lopez. And it's interesting because there's like that Dusty Baker coaching manager tree, right? He's done such a great job, Dusty has, as he's doing with Nicaragua here, of giving back to the game in so many different forms. And if Omar Lopez is on that tree, he could very easily be a big league manager sometime soon.
We've been fortunate enough in this round to have incredible managers represent their countries. But, man, when you talk to Omar Lopez, the fact that, let's just say this, the Houston Astros are very lucky to have him.
Bouncer to the mound. Gleyber Torres retired.
How witty he is, how bright. He's got the pulse of a clubhouse. The communication aspect, a bilingual guy. Loves the game of baseball. I mean, if he was to be a manager, whoever the team might be, they'll be extremely pleased with the job he's going to do on an everyday basis.
One away here in the third. Andres Jimenez swings.
There are managers you go and, okay, you get a vibe and a feel, okay. But then there are managers that walk in and you can just sense they're in the clubhouse. Omar Lopez has that aura.
Yeah. Bounced wide of first.
Dusty Baker, right? When he walks around, there's his, it just feels like he's lit up. His whole body's lit up.
Yeah.
And you, right? The first time I met him, wow.
Yeah.
That's going to be my future manager.
And there's so much baseball knowledge in there. You know, I'll take it behind the curtain. We talk to the managers before every game, every day that we've been here, and when we talk to Dusty, we get some stuff for Nicaragua for sure, but it's just baseball chat, and I love it. I mean, I barely talk. I just listen to you guys go back and forth. It's great.
I've always said this: a manager, when they speak in front of a team, the message lasts 7 or 8 years. It lasts your whole career. The good ones, the good speeches, one ear out the other. The great ones, they last 7 or 8. And I've been fortunate to have Tito Francona, Buddy Black, Dusty Baker, Bob Melvin, some of the greats, and all their messages, I can talk about them from like right now, like it happened today.
Yeah. 5 managerial stops took all of those franchises and organizations to the postseason. Ultimately a World Series championship as a manager in Houston, a champion as a player in LA back in the early 80s. A couple of hops, sharply hit, but right at Alegria, and there are 2 away. Ronald Acuna Jr., who walked, stole a base, and then moved to third on the errant throw, scored on a sac fly, but since then everyone else has been retired. Count that sac fly as an out. It's 8 in a row. Ball and no strikes to Acuna.
You look at the stuff 86, 87, you say, okay, he's going to have a hard time with this lineup, right-handed heavy lineup. Hasn't been the case.
You didn't figure he was going to rack up, 15 strikeouts today, but if he could just stay off the barrel, he'd have some pretty decent success. 5 ground ball outs to this point. That one's in the air, however, and it's hit pretty well, and it's going to go a long way, and it's going to go out. A home run for Ronald Acuna Jr.
The first time I laid eyes on Ronald Acuna, we were in a backfield in Atlanta, spring training. He decided to hit all the baseballs the other way. 30 swings, 25 home runs the other way. That's the power this guy's got. Full display right now on that swing. A backdoor cutter slider. We've seen that swing for a long time.
His first home run in the WBC, and he scored both of the runs in this one. Jackson Chourio has the other RBI, the sacrifice fly. I was just about to say with Acuna, he's that new age leadoff hitter. He can get on base and he can steal bases. But you also want some pop in that #1 spot in the order, and boy, does he have it.
Oh, he's got it. It's the speed, it's Gold Glove defense, and then the power to go with it. Talking about the cutter that he just hit.
And now Churio gets into one. Deep right center. And Sandoval tracks that one down. A run home on the homer. He knew it. He's done it enough. 2-0.
Let's take a look at Ronald Acuña's home run and where the pitch was located. Little baby cutter out over the plate, top of the zone. Look where he hits this pitch, though. The moment of contact, how deep he hits it. A lot of people think, all right, you want to hit the home run ball, you got to catch it out in front. But when you want to go the other way, you've got to use your lower half, and Ronald Acuña does it at a premium.
Well, he scored both of their runs. His first home run in World Baseball Classic, in his World Baseball Classic career. And he gives a 2-0 lead to the new pitcher. Keider Montero takes over. So a couple of innings from Gomez. 3 strikeouts, a couple of hits. Most importantly, no runs scored. 25 years old, a starter with the Tigers, his first World Baseball Classic, youngest pitcher on the team, 4th youngest player on the roster. So again, it's that balance of youth and experience.
I'll tell you that, young and experienced though by Montero. He was in the postseason last year with the Tigers. He was used as well. A little bit of everything: 4-seamer, slider, sinker, curve. He's very versatile.
Fouled away left side. Jose Orozco, and then Ronald Rivera and Chase Dawson in the 3rd. Montero didn't make the opening day roster in 2025, but was recalled on April 15th. That one floated toward Suarez at 3rd, 1 away.
Look at Montero right there. Detroit believes this guy's going to be the future in a rotation someday. The stuff is there.
I mentioned his postseason with that save, the only one he's got in the big leagues. He hasn't pitched yet, so trying to get some legs under him and just make sure that he's nice and fresh. I'm not sure it'll be an empty the bullpen kind of a night against the Dominican Republic, since both teams will advance no matter what. They're worried about seeding, but at least get a little taste of the WBC here for sure.
He talked about it, right? I've got to use some guys. If not, they're going to go 4 or 5 days without pitching. How about Contreras right there? He wanted the signs again. Just throw a sinker. Just throw a sinker with his hands. Here, we're going to go up now. Up the ladder now.
Off the end of the bat, out toward left field. And Wilyer Abreu, the Gold Glover, makes the play. Very routine, but makes the play nonetheless. And a couple of quick outs for Montero. Back to the top of the order for Chase Dawson. 28 years old, born in Indiana, went to Valparaiso. This one toward Acuña in right, and he'll make the catch. A 1-2-3 inning. When we come back, Luis Arraez, always a show in the WBC. Luis Arraez to lead it off. Take a look at his at-bats per home run in World Baseball Classic history. 14 of his 36 career home runs have come leading off an inning. So it's like, what else can he do?
Hall of Fame.
He's putting together a really good career. The 3 batting titles. He did it in both leagues. But represented 3 teams doing it.
That's the key. If he wins a 4th with 4 different teams.
Bouncer towards second. He's retired here. And we've talked about it. This is a really good Venezuela lineup. What do you make at 46 pitches here for Bermudez? The job that he's done so far.
Oh, it's been tremendous. I mean, it's been basically the Ronald Acuna show. But besides him, he's been really good.
Wilson Contreras off the end of the bat foul.
And we've seen good starting pitching by Nicaragua, where we thought, okay, starting pitching is going to keep you there for a chance to win a game. It's just been the bullpen that's let them down.
Well, he's trying to keep his team in the game. It's 2-0 right now, but also try to shorten the game as best he can. He's been pretty efficient. Nearing 50 pitches right now. That first round limit is 65. But another strikeout right there. That's his second, and both have been Wilson Contreras.
Yeah, he's had some trouble locating or picking up the changeup. The first at bat, now the second at bat. That circle change right there. Oh, he gets over it. Oh, that's a good pitch.
His 15 pitches have missed the zone. He's been really efficient. That one fouled away. Another strike.
I love the way he turns it. Where you think it's a fastball, the arm action is great. And as a hitter, you're picking up arm action, you're picking up rotation. Well, the changeup, if you have a good one, it's so good. Usually pitches to contact. That's what we've seen today. And a lot of strikes, which he's done. There is momentum out there.
Bouncing ball to third. 2 ground balls and a strikeout in a 1-2-3 frame. Back here in Miami, Paul Severino, Yonder Alonso, rest of our great crew here. As pool play beginning to wind down. The last day of double headers, 4 in a row, then single games the next couple of days, including the big showdown between this Venezuela squad and the Dominican Republic. With the DR win earlier this afternoon, it ensured that both of those teams will, no matter what happens Wednesday, move on to the quarterfinals. Just worried about seeding. There's a base hit for Alegria into right field, and that's how the bottom of the 4th inning starts for Nicaragua, down 2-0.
2 for 2 on the day right there. First at bat laced a single to right as well. Stay tight. That back elbow staying tight through the ribs. The hitters will let you know.
He's got 8 hits in his WBC career, the most among any Nicaragua hitters. But Munguia right on his tail. He's been terrific. Munguia has been just wonderful. 6 for 11 on base in 9 of 14 plate appearances. And this, again, close game, 4th inning. You got your guys that are coming up with the hits. You got to make something happen. talked about it in our open yonder. Seems like too often they've had opportunities, but they just can't seem to break through. They've got the meat of the order coming up here.
Just one big hit away, right, from the momentum changing.
Suarez in on the grass at third. No bunt attempt there for Munguia.
And we talked to Dusty about that. It's like, yeah, you know, we had opportunities, but a lot of these players are in AA, AAA. They're still getting the experience. That's why he believes this team is trending the right direction for the future.
2-2. Been a lot of that, unfortunately. We'll take the shore out. A lot of speed going down the first base line, so not even a thought to try to turn the double play. But with this being Nicaragua's last game, time winding down for Mark Vientos to get something going. Just 1 for 12, another strikeout tonight.
They need a little bit more out of him. They really challenged him his previous at bat with fastballs at the top of the zone. Turrell's got a really good slider, though. He's gone fishing a few times, Vientos, with the slider throughout the tournament. It was the fastball at the top of the zone, it's a slider for Chase. That's been the book so far.
All night long, when Munguia's been on base, they have been keeping a close eye on him. See if there's any movement over there with 1 out in the last of the 4th. Stays put. Vientos takes a strike.
How about this pickoff here? Game of inches. Oh.
0-1 is way upstairs. Vientos playing in his backyard in this tournament. It's a high school down here in South Florida. And there's a base hit. Just floated it over the glove of Eugenio Suarez at third, and Nicaragua has something going here in the 4th.
Well, he finally started his leg kick a little earlier. Shortened up on it as well. Very short to the baseball. He's got so much bat speed that even when he gets jammed, he's still able to muscle it up. Here's the big hit, right? Give yourself enough chances.
Coming into this one, Nicaragua was 4 for 18 with runners in scoring position. 27 men left on base, so they've had traffic, just haven't been able to cash in. They got good speed at second. And 2 runners aboard for Trujillo. Bouncing ball right side. Getting there, keeping it on the infield, and now coming home. Munguia is out. Great job by Gleyber Torres to keep it on the infield. Really wasted no time coming up, throwing home. Contreras, a great job to apply the tag.
Look at this play right here. Once he stops it, he knows he's not going to have a chance for a play at first, but he just gets up and throws it to home plate. That's understanding the runner at second with the speed he's got. That ball wasn't hit too hard. He knew there was going to be a potential play at home plate, so he just threw it there just in case. It's a player that understands the field and slows down the game. Gave him the angle. Yeah, he's out.
What a tag by Contreras. All of his weight, 'cause it looked like he was trying to get the hop, All of his weight's going back. All he could do was just reach. That one fouled back.
I just think it's great right there. I mean, he understands that a ball was hit too soft. Just a great play. The awareness of knowing who's running is key.
Now Cuthbert, 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 on and 2 out. And he comes up empty. You know that Nicaragua's got to get aggressive. Did Gary Pettis give him the green light? He did. Just got to make something happen. And the other team executed.
Got to play super aggressive. Been struggling to get the right hits, the big hits in the right moments.
Nicaragua, again, not built to sit and wait for a 3-run home run.
And that's understanding your roster, too, in the lineup and what's been happening. In a short tournament like this, you just have to go. Maybe if it's, May in a regular game, not necessarily that's happening.
And if Torres hangs on to that for a split second longer, or Contreras is a half an inch shorter, that's a run. That's how close it was. But still 2-0. Ball and 2 strikes. 2-0 Venezuela. Welcome back. Duque Ebert comes in.
24-year-old right-hander out of Puerto Cabezas.
One of the best stories of the 2023 World Baseball Classic. Part of their bullpen then. 9th inning of a game against the Dominican Republic. Got a couple of guys I've never heard of. Juan Soto, Julio Rodriguez, Rafael Devers, I guess.
Struck them all out.
And then immediately pretty much signed with the Tigers.
Yeah.
With their AA club now. Facing Wilyer Abreu here. And a bouncing ball toward first. The flip in the out. What a day by the starter. Bermudez was
I
great.
thought Bermudez looked really well. 7 ground outs on 3 fly balls. A lot of soft contacts. 4 innings pitched. How about this? 52 pitches, 36 strikes. Strike thrower. You want to throw strikes when you got a defense behind you that's been making all the plays throughout this tournament. But winning the 1-1 count and getting ahead of the hitters was the key tonight for Bermudez.
William Contreras takes outside. I mean, think about it. He leaves down 2-0. But non-Ronald Acuna Jr. Venezuelan players. 0 for 12. Acuna Jr. walked and scored in the first on a sac fly and homered in the third. Other than that, he was great. He was great anyway. But Acuna Jr. got the better of the youngster tonight. 2 balls, no strikes to Contreras, and he takes that one upstairs.
Green light? I would think so.
Well, not what you want on a green light, but he's going to catch a break because there was a bobble at shortstop. And Contreras not thrilled that that was the result with the 3-0 count, but he's still going to reach base on the miscue.
Yeah, not the starter Zamora that's been taken over at short. It's Orozco today, putting a little pressure with speed, getting a hard 90 in. Yeah, once he sees that bobble, he turns it on.
And now Gleyber Torres, who tapped back to the mound his first time up.
Usually after a great defensive play, something big happens when you come up to bat the following inning.
And he's looking for his first hit in this WBC. There's a run-saving play that Torres and Contreras hooked up on in the bottom of the 4th inning to keep Nicaragua off the board. into the netting down the left field line. Torres, 29 years old, his second World Baseball Classic, 3 times an All-Star, including 2025. Dealt with some injuries in the second half with Detroit, but was wonderful to get to the Midsummer Classic in the first half.
Sixteen home runs, 2025. He's still got the pot. Caracas, Venezuela.
There's a strike, 2-2.
That's a good changeup right there and a great count, 2-1 count. Looking heater.
Balls and 2 strikes, and time called by Torres. He got some high praise from his manager in Detroit, A.J. Hinch. Said his Rolodex of information is really high. One of those great teammates, always helping out.
And he'll go out there playing hurt too. He had a sports hernia halfway through the year. Still played through it. But this is what he does, right? Always been patient. Long counts. So far, Omar Lopez has put everybody to run on a 3-2 count. Haven't been many, right? 1 hit today.
Staying put there. And if anybody's going to pick up on tendencies of the other manager, it's Dusty Baker.
You're spot on. Nice. I asked him about that. He goes, yeah, I know everybody's tendencies. And I'm sure he knows Omar Lopez's tendencies too.
3-2. Runner stays put again. This one popped up and will get into the crowd behind the Venezuela dugout.
What a great crowd, huh?
And we're batting 1,000 there.
Oh.
It's been wonderful.
I mean,
almost 30,000 this afternoon.
An hour before the game, you can just sense, and that's been kind of the trend. All right, how many people we're going to get? Well, we'll see it an hour before the game, and it's just like that.
Yeah. Torres draws the walk. We talked about Hebert getting some big outs in 2023. This is him a little bit younger, tighter haircut. He gets Soto, then he gets Julio Rodriguez, and then Rafael Devers. Those are some brand names.
They asked him about it, took a picture with all 3 of them afterwards. That's some stuff signed. And, you know, coming out, they asked him, how did you feel? He says, I was really nervous, but halfway running to the mound, I said, you know, it's okay to be nervous. Just have fun and let it fly.
Yeah.
He sure did that.
It's those moments that in this tournament sometimes present themselves, you know, completely out of nowhere. It's one thing we watch baseball in the summer and everybody's a big leaguer and the greatest in the world and all that other stuff. And then there's tournaments like this where some players are just getting the great opportunity to face big leaguers that maybe they wouldn't otherwise.
Yeah.
We've seen high schoolers in this tournament.
I would go on a limb here and say that was the greatest appearance he's ever had.
If he can get out of this jam, it might be up there too. He's got Andres Jimenez, number 9 hitter, and then the top of the order, Ronald Acuna Jr. next. So this a big batter for Hebert, because it's been Acuna Jr. and then it's been everybody else. One a homer, but the 2 runs, the other after he reached on a walk. Fouled away.
Well, I do like the composure, and I do like the way he's attacking Jimenez right now. Trying to get that ground ball. Everything's been down. The changeup has been in play. He's got a good one.
His 1-1 in the right field. Sandoval is there, makes the catch. Strong throw toward third, little off the mark. Aggressive running by Contreras. First and third for Ronald Acuna Jr.
We talked about the changeup was in play. He threw it once again. Off the end of the bat by Jimenez right there. Take a look at this sinker changeup right there. Not much he can do with it. Just missed it.
I know it may be unconventional, and it's a pick your poison kind of thing with this tough lineup. There is an open base. It just so happens to be second base. Any thought to work around him?
Very carefully you pitch to him. Yeah, like if he wants to go and be super aggressive, then he's got to swing at your pitch off the plate.
Bermudez looking on. Hebert deals. Yeah, what am I thinking? We just showed video of him in 2023 mowing those guys down. Go after him.
1-0 fastball right down the middle.
No shortage of confidence here. 1-1. And that's into left center field. A base hit. Ronald Acuna Jr. at it again. Throw goes toward third. Runner gets there safely. And it's 3-0. He's been in the middle of it all tonight.
The Acuna show is in full display. Gets another pitch in the heart of the zone. A changeup, he stays on it. It's like the barrel's a glove, and he's just catching the ball while he's hitting.
Well, same situation here. Runners on the corners and 2 outs, and it's Jackson Chourio. And the sac fly hit one deep to right center field his first time up. That was his first at bat, first plate appearance, I should say, of this World Baseball Classic. After resting from an injury, but in there tonight.
Acuna loves to run in 1-0 counts. I mean, the first 2 pitches of an at-bat, that's when he really likes to run.
Ryan Torres loosening in the Nicaragua bullpen. 22nd pitch for Hebert. Runner goes from first. This one is a high pop near the on-deck circle and room. But another run home for Venezuela. They lead it 3-0. Couple of games left. We got Israel, Netherlands tomorrow, but Wednesday this is the showdown. The Dominican Republic and Venezuela. We know both teams are moving on, so it's about seeding, it's about pride, it's about potentially avoiding Japan as well once you get to the quarterfinals. Ronald Acuna Jr. has been essentially all of the offense in this one. A home run, another RBI single. He scored the game's first run. And it's 3-0 Venezuela as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning. Christian Sandoval to lead things off, and he fouls that one back and out of play. 0-2. Third inning of work for Montero, who misses down and away.
We talked about the previous inning. You had second base open. Clearly, it's been the Ronald Acuna show. I just think you need to be a little bit more careful in that situation. And I think it's happened throughout this whole tournament for Nicaragua.
And Montero picks up the strikeout, 1 away.
I mean, he's just been, first pitch of the game. You can tell it's his night. And I know Chourio is a great player, great hitter, but look at that nasty slider. He's thrown some good ones tonight. Whew. But I just think for me, I got to go with my chances with the next guy, Churios. Hasn't played. This is his first game of the tournament.
And it also, it sets up the force anywhere. If it's off the end of the bat, little dribbler gives you a few more options defensively to try to get the last out of the inning. But I think you'd be hard pressed to find a manager more dialed in to his players than Dusty Baker.
Always trusted his players.
No question.
And protects his players.
Two balls and one strike here to Orozco. 96 just kind of kept tailing away from him. That action on that pitch.
Run.
Montero's 2-2. A little bit low. Nicaragua has yet to pick up a win in the WBC, whether it be this tournament or 2023. But this go around, they have been in every game for at least a good chunk of it. This one a bouncing ball to second base. And there are two away. And it's been a lot about Dusty and this coaching staff too, and the connections that he's had. Randall Simon, Gary Pettis, Jock Jones. You know, I used to, here's a little story time with Paul. I watched Jock Jones when he was in AA in New Britain when I was growing up in Connecticut. He was part of that whole Twins group.
Jock Jones was my teammate with the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah. And he's known Gary Pettis forever.
Yeah.
Talking about that managerial and coaching tree for Dusty Baker.
Jock Jones always had the cool kind of bat drop when he hit a home run.
Yeah.
Very, not much. There was not much to it, but it was slick.
Teammates with Torrey Hunter, Doug Minkiewicz, A.J. Pierzynski, that whole group. Broken bat, a couple of hops to short. And a 1-2-3 inning, 3-0.
Look at Nicaragua's hard luck, unfortunate events. This happened earlier in the game. Munguia hits an absolute rocket and Alegria gets hit. Then how about this play by Gleyber Torres right here? A lot of things had to go perfect for that play to happen. And obviously that third strike call definitely off the plate, but it's all a matter of big hits for momentum. They've tried to do everything possible.
They've been right there. It's just a matter of the ball bouncing their way or not. And it definitely didn't. You think of the other day against the Kingdom of the Netherlands, the ball bouncing off the bag of Xander Bogaerts. That kept the inning going, and then all of a sudden Ozzie Albies with the walk-off home run. Brian Torres comes in out of the bullpen. He faces Luis Arraez to start, then Wilson Contreras and Eugenio Suarez in the top of the 6th inning. A couple of ground ball outs tonight for Luis Arraez, and a couple of home runs in his last game.
The game eventually will reward you if you continue to put pressure on teams. But you're a Nicaragua team and you're thinking, man, this has happened for a long time. You know, 2023 it happened a ton, and now it's happening again. But all you can do is put yourself in those situations to hopefully get the big win that you need, a big hit in a crucial moment.
That run in the last inning came home after an error. That into right and unable to make the catch. Sandoval. Arraez on his way to second. He'll stop right there. Great effort. Long run to get there.
Well, we knew he was going to get a hit at some point, right? You weren't going to keep him down for long. Gets a changeup right there. Stays on it. Stays through it. Great effort by Sandoval. Sinking line drive. Can't do much with it. Once it gets away from him, Arraez had an easy double.
Game of inches, we said, huh?
Yeah.
That's another one.
That's that right there,
yeah.
right? An inch away from making a great play for the first out.
Instead, it's a leadoff double. And now Wilson Contreras fouls that one away. He struck out twice tonight. Trying to do something with Arraez, who's at second base. His last 5 hits have gone for extra bases. He's had 8 extra base hits in 8 games in the WBC in his career. He is a wonderful guy, so nice, but I'm a little afraid he's going to ask that we call him the slugging Luis Arraez pretty soon. Like that's going to become his full name.
I'm not asking.
Big lead off of second, and time called by the hitter Contreras. The righty Torres, 24 years old. A couple of appearances in the qualifiers, but this is first WBC. Foul outside of third.
I think Contreras is going to have a huge year with Boston. I felt like he had a good year with St. Louis, but I think a winning environment, he's just Contreras brothers for some reason. When you put them in a winning environment, they kind of raise their level, their bar a little higher.
Yeah, based on OPS plus, he was at 123 last year, which is 23% above league average. That's the deal that got him from St. Louis to Boston. Play more first base, as that's been a little bit more of what he's been doing the last year or so.
80 RBIs on a bad team, a team that didn't hit much. They'll be looking. Boston's going to have. He's going to have a lot of opportunities to drive in a lot of runs. Short porch in left field. I think his power numbers will go up in that division.
Long time a Cub, then to St. Louis, and I know he wasn't in St. Louis for very long, but I just wonder if a new team, a new setting, a little extra juice there. Fouls that one off of his foot.
Ouch.
The shin, actually.
No, the problem is when you're taking a swing 3/4 of the way, you know he's going to hit you. And you just wonder where. Where is it going to go?
That anticipation. Yeah. Ball and 2 strikes with Arraez, the runner at second base. Smothered back there by Rivera to keep Arraez.
This is Contreras right here trying to get his timing with his eyes, and you know, this guy doesn't throw that hard. He's used to facing 93, 96 miles an hour. How can I see this pitch as deep as possible?
In the air to right field, Sandoval back a couple of steps, makes the catch. Strong throw toward third. It's cut off, and Arraez will move up 90 feet.
We've seen it with the Dominican, right? Manufacturing runs, quality at bats after quality at bats. That's a quality at bat right there. Getting that guy over. Torres is not throwing very hard, but 2 strikes right there. Not trying to do too much.
Well, you're right in the middle of the thought. I mean, you nailed it about letting the ball travel. And there he is. It's just kind of a late, awkward swing, but gets the job done.
Yeah.
Eugenio Suarez taps it foul. Fly out and a ground out tonight. RBI opportunity here with the rise at third base and less than 2 outs. Career high in RBIs last year for Suarez. Infield about halfway, even with the bag. That one popped up toward shortstop area, and it's going to drop in. Off the glove of Cuthbert. For a moment, there were 3 white jerseys there, and they all gave way for the third baseman, but they can't put that one in their back pocket.
I would think a good pitching mound right now would settle things. And he's going to go out there and talk. Just calm things down. I mean, this ball almost hit the roof.
I'm wondering if the shortstop Orozco didn't see that to begin with, because he was kind of out of the picture to start.
Yeah, it's one of those fly balls. Nobody wanted it. The veteran Cuthbert, though, I'll take charge, but you can't give teams like this, like Venezuela, extra outs. Especially with the guy that's coming up right now in Abreu.
But with runners on the corners, if Torres can get Abreu to hit a ground ball to the right spot, then the threat is over. However, it's a really good hitter. A breakout stud for the Boston Red Sox, trying to break open this game. And it's a line drive to right field. Sandoval's got it. Arise on his way home. Here comes the throw. It's up the line. Another run. Can't give Venezuela extra outs. It's 4-0. And with that throw coming home, the trail runner moves up to second base. Suarez in scoring position.
It's an absolute rocket to right field. I don't think there was ever going to be a play at home plate. You got to be able to hit your cutoff so Eugenio Suarez doesn't advance. It's the little things like that.
And again, these middle innings for Nicaragua, it seems like that's kind of where things can break down at times. I mean, you think, as we were talking about how it's gone for them in the tournament, we're right in the middle of that discussion, and a rise to right field. The ball is just out of the reach of Sandoval, drops in for a double. Pop up on the infield. They don't make the catch. Don't hit the cutoff man.
Should have been a clean inning.
Instead, it's another run for Venezuela. They're up 4-0.
Bazana clutches up in the 8th inning. 7-2 Korea on the sacrifice fly. The lead back to 5. From do or die to flying high to Miami, Korea moves on in the World Baseball Classic.
Such a wild finish in Tokyo. It gets down to the tiebreaker quotient and the different combinations and permutations of what had to happen. As you saw a sacrifice fly and everybody's excited. When do you see people get excited about a sac fly up 7-2? Well, that's because that run made it so that Korea is able to advance. Having to go all the way down the list of different tie-breaking scenarios, that gets them on a plane here along with Team Japan, as Angel Serpa takes over for Team Venezuela. Facing the top of the Nicaragua order here, Chase Dawson, Alegria, and Munguia.
Heavy sinkers. 45% of the time he uses it.
Bouncing ball. Twisting and got him. What a play. Andres Jimenez about as slick as they come on the infield. Just a dazzling play for the first out.
Dusty can't believe it. And out of all the guys in that infield, don't hit it to the Gold Glover. That's what he's going to do.
How close was it? Game of inches?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's been the story. He can't believe it either.
I know it seems like we're wearing out that cliche, but it just keeps presenting itself for Team Nicaragua.
I just love the composure. Right angle. So he knew he was going to catch it and turn 2 steps into the ground ball.
This one a bit more routine.
There hasn't been a lack of good defensive plays this whole tournament, has it?
No, it's been great.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
All over the field.
Yes. We all love offense. I get it. We like good pitching too, but that defense, that's pretty good. And it's been good defense throughout the career for Andres Gimenez. 3 Gold Gloves, a Platinum Glove in 2023. That's the best defender at any position in each league. Meanwhile, on the other side, Munguia and Nicaragua, 3 errors tonight, and the last 2 Venezuela runs have been unearned. So that's been the difference on the 2 sides of the field tonight.
Besides Acuna and the errors, the mental errors, 3-hit game by Venezuela.
Yeah. And again, a little less than half of this game to go, but if the score holds, Nicaragua goes 0-4. Okay, you look at the standings and you say 0-4. They must have gotten crushed in those games. It just hasn't been the case. It's been a little thing here or there.
A very typical game by Nicaragua. Battery mates right there with Serpa, Contreras. We rarely see that in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah. They'd be working out together for the first few times in spring training anyway. It's going to be Serpa's new club with the Milwaukee Brewers. Trade back in December. And Munguia down on strikes. A 1-2-3 inning. He's still got it. This was in the Dominican clubhouse earlier today. The Hall of Famer Juan Marichal at 88 years old.
That's great. That is great. You just don't see stuff like that during the regular year.
No, you don't. You had Marichal there, and David Ortiz, and then today's Dominican stars. It's the generations. Here is Steven Cruz, 24 years old, and a swing and a miss there against Gleyber Torres.
Spent some time in the Venezuelan Winter League. Played with Ronald Acuna, Michael Garcia, Alcides Escobar. He knows these guys.
Through 29 pitches in the opener for Nicaragua. An inning in the third and a couple of runs.
He's got a little Japanese style leg kick.
Is that extra little kick on the bottom?
A little extra kick right there with the heel. He's got good stuff though. Can touch 97 miles an hour.
That one at 95, but a strikeout nonetheless, and there's one away in the 7th.
It's a good fastball right there. A little tardy by Gleyber Torres. He's touched 97 miles an hour. We saw 95, 96 right now, but a little funky. Talked about that little leg kick. Tough for hitters to time him up. I think it's because of that delivery. Ball explodes out of his hand.
Signed in 2019 by the Brewers as an international free agent. Made his pro debut in 2021.
I think the way Dusty's also managing this right now, he's bringing his best guy out of the bullpen, Cruz. Still still think if we're going to have a shot, we got to keep it 4-0.
3 whiffs on the 5 pitches so far. Here it is to Andres Jimenez, and there's another one.
How many times do we see a kid from the Brewers, Double-A, then he gets to the big leagues, he's 100 miles an hour, and where do you guys find these guys? Well, develop them.
And he's a closer in 4 months. Tipped and held on to. Stuff looking good. Back-to-back strikeouts out of the pen.
He's been with the fastball. That's how he's gotten both of his strikeouts. Whippy action with that arm.
Starter Carlos Rodriguez also in that Brewers system. There's Ronald Acuna Jr. See if Cruz can have an answer for him. It's been all about Acuna Jr. tonight. Walked in the first inning, stole second on the same play at E2, got to third, and then scored on a sac fly. Homer in the third, RBI single in the 5th. And another base hit here in the 7th. Having himself a day.
Let's take a look at both of his hits. How deep in the zone he was catching these baseballs. I mean, balls are out over the plate, center cut, not trying to do too much. That's usually what you're going to get. You're going to get barrels. That's where the contact was at. Backside of home plate. He's got the shortest, one of the shortest swings in baseball. Not much movements with his load. Right there, he gets a little cutter and dumps it to left center.
Brings up Jackson Chourio, who had the sac fly in the first inning. And pops this one shallow center. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Acuna on his way to third. Here's the throw. Got him. Nice job by Munguia.
There's your guy.
Defense has stepped up for Nicaragua. They need it. Time is running out.
Well, take a look at this play right here. Churrios dumps it, but Munguia coming up strong. A great feed, a great throw. Man, that was picture perfect. That's exactly how you teach it. Come in strong, transfer, and make an absolute strike to third base.
And there's some anticipation there too, right? Knowing that Acuna probably going to be a little aggressive, right? He's having a good night.
The beauty of it, he's playing center field. The play's right in front of him.
Yeah.
You know, he saw Acuna.
Mark Vientos to lead things off. Carlos Guzman out of the bullpen for Venezuela here, 27 years old.
How about this though, in Double-A and Triple-A with New York Mets, 56 strikeouts. 19 walks. He's going to go right after you.
Jimenez at short to Suarez, the new first baseman. Michael Garcia was in the on-deck circle if it had gotten to Luis Arraez. So Garcia comes into the game anyway, takes over at third, and that moves Suarez to the other corner. One down for Trujillo. Into center field, a base hit. He had a really good season, semi-pro summer circuit. Led the league in homers with 24, hit .418, slugged .761. He's played some good defense at first base at times in this tournament as well.
Finally gets a slider out over.
Now Cheslor Cuthbert going to make up for that error if he can on a drop pop-up earlier, led to a run. 4-0 Venezuela lead here in the last of the 7th. Lays off 2-0.
Omar Lopez said, all my guys are available, and I'm going to use them. If the game calls for it, Palencia will be ready. A guy like Guzman is going to be ready. I think the game's calling for it today.
Yeah. Day off tomorrow before the showdown with the Dominican Republic on Wednesday. Both teams will be moving on no matter what, but it'll be about seeding and bragging rights. Upstairs, and here comes Nicaragua, not out of the game yet, down 4-0, but they've got 2 on and 1 out in the 7th inning.
Well, there's a reason why Dusty Baker brought Steven Cruz in that top of the 7th, right? It was to have a chance for an inning. You win or lose games in the 7th inning. You don't want to get into the 8th, and you don't want to get into the 9th with their horses for Venezuela.
Buto and Suarez throwing in the Venezuela bullpen right now. Bring up Sandoval. Dusty trying to find the right combination, permutation to get something to go their way. Trujillo at second, Cuthbert at first. And a strike on the corner at 96 miles an hour. Couple of strikeouts so far for Sandoval. Playing right field tonight, made a great effort on a sinking fly ball off the bat of Luis Arraez. Got leather on it but couldn't make the catch. Turned out to be a double and another run scored. It's been the unfortunate story for Nicaragua. That and not being able to come up with the big hit. They don't turn 2. Little double clutch at second base. So first and third and 2 outs now.
It's another good slider right there by Guzman. Gets the ground ball he was looking for. Just Sandoval's got a lot of speed. Not able to turn 2 right there. It's on top of it, rolls it over. Jimenez, you know, when you want to turn a double play, the first out is the most important. The second one is a bonus.
Be a pitching change here for Venezuela, protecting a 4-0 lead. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of World Baseball Classic Incorporated and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Good look at downtown Miami, perfect host for this tournament. Inside, Christian Suarez out of the Venezuela bullpen.
He can get a little wild as well, but been in Double-A, relies more on angle than velocity.
Facing a pinch hitter, Elian Rayo, 23 years old, in his first WBC. First and third, 2 outs. And a ground ball to short, gobbled up by Jimenez. The 2026 World Baseball Classic in full swing. Pool play starting to wind down. Here is an updated look at the standings. Pool A play in San Juan, Puerto Rico. The action in Houston in Pool B. Getting close to completion in Pool C as well, with Japan and Korea definitely moving on. And here in Pool D, the Dominican Republic will win today, punch the ticket for them and Venezuela, even in advance of their showdown on Wednesday. Mikel Garcia, who is in the on-deck circle, ready to hit for Luis Arraez last inning. Winning the game anyway to play third. Bounces one toward the shortstop, and Freddie Zamora makes the play because he's in the game.
Gonna find you.
The ball will find you. Here's a look at the bracket. So again, we know that Korea and Japan are moving on. They're coming here to Miami. Japan will get the Pool C winner. Korea will get the runner-up, which translates to win if you're the Dominican Republic or Venezuela on Wednesday, and avoid the defending champion Japan, at least for now.
Yep. Wednesday night's going to get very interesting.
Looking forward to it. There's Israel, Netherlands tomorrow. That's a single game. All the doubleheader days are done. But yes, Wednesday, it is going to be rocking.
Wilson, I know. He didn't like that.
One ball and one strike. Zamora in at shortstop. Layton takes over at second base. So Orozco and Alegria, those two positions, out of the game. Oh, look out.
He doesn't like that one either. High and tight. Gives a nice little stare at Cruz. Okay. Usually after that, something soft comes. Let's see if Cruz goes right back to that fastball though.
2-2.
He does.
Elevates it at 93 miles an hour. Picks up the strikeout.
He's got some good stuff.
And he's got 3 Ks.
Ball explodes out of the hand. Four-seam fastball, top of the zone.
So with two-way, that will bring up Eugenio Suarez. Reached on that drop pop-up his last time up. Another one in the air. Playable in fairly deep left field for Dawson. And a 1-2-3 inning for Cruz. Well, Nicaragua had to play their way into this tournament by winning in a qualifier and a couple of walk-off wins in the qualifier before ultimately winning against the host Chinese Taipei. And unfortunately, knowing how this WBC has gone, they're going to have to travel that same road again in a few years, knowing that they've already been relegated by finishing 4th in this pool, regardless of how today's game goes. But we talked with Dusty Baker, still happy with where things are tracking, even though the results have not been there, as Jose Buto takes over for Team Venezuela. And Melvin Novoa, the pinch hitter, lifts a fly ball out to Abreu in left for the first out.
There he's talking about, he's had already 2 teams, 18-year-old and the 15-year-old teams that for the Federation of Nicaragua. So these young guys are going to get better, and the young guys that are here now, they're getting the experience, and a few years to go. They feel like they're going to have a nice nucleus of young and veteran players that can be much better. I'll tell you right now, I've seen strides from the previous WBC to this one. Essentially, they've been in pretty much every game.
Yeah, they've missed out by a whisker. Right there for me.
A whisker or 2.
Yeah. You just witnessed it. I just peeked. That was it. 1 ball and 1 strike to Chase Dawson. Bouncing ball that kicks foul. And it again with countries like Nicaragua or Israel or teams that we've seen in other pools across this tournament, it's much more of a progression. It's a lengthy progression, right? I mean, we know that Dominican and Venezuela, obviously US and Japan, they're these powerhouses, they're set. It's just a matter of, you know, trying to trim hundreds of players to a 30-man roster. It's different with those other teams, but we've seen it with Team Israel in this pool, for example. From one WBC to the next, it gets a lot better. Churio in center.
You got to understand, a lot of these teams, their country, their main sport is not baseball. Where a team like Italy, a team like Panama, a team like Nicaragua, baseball's not their first love, but it's getting there, and we're seeing the strides and the trends.
Letone, who came in for defense earlier, gets his first plate appearance. Took over for Alegria at second base. Buto deals inside with 95 miles an hour.
Good sign to see right there. Buto throwing 95, 96 miles an hour. Velocity has kind of dipped a bit. So far, he's looked good.
27 years old, representing the Giants organization. That one, a chopper to third, and a 1-2-3 inning. We roll along in Miami.
Saludos para Edgar Curtis, batazo en línea, corto por el derecho, viene el jardinero, la pelota cae de imparable, mandan a Orlando Guay al home play. Imparable de Benjamín Alegría, un fildeo titubeante de Yusniel Díaz.
Yeah, just a taste of the passion and the energy of baseball in Nicaragua. To think just 16 players born in Nicaragua have reached the major leagues, a very small number in comparison to teams like Venezuela or the Dominican Republic. But this is a great opportunity for them to be on the world stage.
The place was electric.
Yeah, it was. Carlos Teller takes over out of the bullpen.
39-year-old.
Willier Abreu skies this one. Shallow left. Dawson is there. And you think of a guy like Teller, as we talk about, you know, what this tournament means to Nicaragua. A guy like Teller, this very well could be his last go round in a WBC or a qualifier. He's already put on that uniform in this setting 6 times in a WBC or a qualifier. You mentioned 39 years old.
I would think a lot of emotions are going through him right now.
Means so much to everyone in it, but it also means different things to everyone in it. William Contreras with 1 out. Takes the ball outside.
There's your guy.
Yeah, I mean, listen, double headers, 4 straight days. We've had a lot of balls in the air. Juggling a lot of notes and research packets. Our team has been great. That one down the left field line and foul.
Crew's been great. People have been exceptional. The fans have been outstanding. It's going to get better.
Yeah. Certainly been exciting. Two balls and 1 strike here to Contreras. That one skied middle of the diamond. Trujillo makes the catch, 2 away.
We talked about the emotions, right? There's some emotion with Carlos Teller. 2023 bases loaded jam against Israel. Gets Danny Valencia to ground into a double play right there. Look at those emotions.
You love to see it, and if he can get the final out, you wonder if that same emotion comes pouring out of him here. Gleyber Torres takes the changeup down. Ground out a walk and a strikeout tonight for Torres. But his biggest contribution was defensively to cut down a run earlier in this game. Stop any momentum that Nicaragua was trying to get.
Sometimes you can go for 2 and have such a big impact on a game. That's Gleyber Torres tonight.
One and one. It'll be Munguia, Vientos, and Trujillo in the 9th inning for Nicaragua. Their final chance to try to come back, and still looking for their first win in WBC competition. Winless in 2023, winless so far here. But no matter what, a lot to build on. 3-1. And a fly ball out towards center. Munguia calls it, makes the catch, and will head to the bottom of the 9th. Japan plays at 6 a.m. Eastern time. They're looking to go 4-0 in pool play. Andres Machado, the 32-year-old, takes over. A 4-0 Venezuela lead. They know they're moving on no matter what happens here. They can thank the Dominican Republic for that. Omar Lopez and company, I'm guessing, would like to thank them by beating them on Wednesday in the showdown. That's the big one that everyone has circled in pool play.
Oh yeah. You know, we asked him about that. Hey, I know this game, you're focused on this, but have you thought about Wednesday? He says, well, I'm definitely worried about tonight. I want to make sure the guys are ready, but it doesn't matter the game, right? It doesn't matter if you go and play Japan or you go play Korea. Like, it is what it is. You got to continue. I mean, they can potentially face each other once again. And Albert even said the same thing. He says the tournament doesn't end on the 11th of March. The tournament ends on the 17th of March.
Right.
That's what matters the most.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't care. I can't wait.
I'm with you.
I think everybody here in Miami is the same way.
Grateful to have the opportunity to be a small part of it on Wednesday. It's been an awful lot of fun with the 4 doubleheader days too. 1 game tomorrow, Israel and the Netherlands. That's outside to Mark Vientos. We talked about Teller and this perhaps being his last opportunity to wear a uniform in this WBC type setting, qualifier or tournament proper.
There's emotions there.
Certainly a story like that, and you know, the inspiration. There's going to be a kid from Nicaragua however many years from now that's pitching because he watched Carlos Teller, that's in the WBC because of that, and the pride and the emotion that you see.
Cool moment right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Mark Vientos. Singled in the 4th. Just got a piece of that one, still 1-2. Means the world to him. Swing and a miss. Vientos down on strikes. Back-to-back Ks for Machado.
They threw him enough sliders. The changeup was in play. That's what Vientos got right there. That was just nasty. Dropped off the table.
Venezuela won this pool in 2023. Looking to go 3-0. But that will have to wait at least 1 more minute here as Trujillo goes up the middle, a base hit. Couple of knocks for him.
Wasting no time like he did in his previous at bat.
Actually 3 hits tonight for Trujillo. So a nice finish to his World Baseball Classic. So the line moves to Cheslor Cuthbert. 0 for 2 with a walk. No advance. 1-0.
His pitching staff has done a fantastic job for Venezuela. 8 strikeouts on the day. Beauty of it, 1 walk. 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. That's going to work.
Yeah. And not too dissimilar, as you see Gomez, the starter tonight, not too dissimilar from the Dominican, right? We know about their offense and they're loaded, but they've done it with pitching too. Pitching has stepped up. 1-1. Pop back and out of play. And for Dusty Baker, perhaps the last time we see him on a bench. Certainly a Hall of Fame career in baseball life for Dusty Baker. But this night belongs to Venezuela. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Machado and a 4-0 win, setting up the showdown with the Dominican Republic in a couple of days.
Acuna set the tone, 3 for 3 today, 2 RBIs with a walk. That was basically it. Good pitching by Gomez, Montero, the rest of that bullpen. And the showdown is set, Paul. Wednesday night.
Yeah, both teams unbeaten. We know both teams are moving on, so it's less about survival, more about seeding and bragging rights, and potentially, with that seeding, avoiding Japan.
That's right.
But for Omar Lopez and his friend and mentor, Dusty Baker, certainly an honor to manage against Dusty. So well respected in this game, in this industry. 2 more games here in Miami. Israel and the Netherlands at 7 Eastern Time. Dominican Republic, Venezuela, prime time Wednesday. So we're down to 2 games left in pool play here in Miami. The much anticipated tilt between Venezuela and the Dominican Republic still to come. Israel, Netherlands tomorrow night at 7. Those 2 teams will battle for 3rd place. For Yonder Alonso, the rest of our great crew, Paul Severino saying goodbye and thanks for watching this special presentation of the 2026 World Baseball Classic.